Peter Selvey. I'm the Director of Operations for Made in Hope here in Maui. Welcome to the Made in Hope Cafe. Made in Hope Cafe is a place, just a special place for Made in Hope where we get to share the Made in Hope story with customers while just serving the community with fun and delicious beverages and acai bowls and things like that. And just a place for families and people to come, whether it's students coming to study for school or families coming to have an acai bowl and play a board game, play checkers. You know, it's just a place where we want people to feel free and comfortable, and also a place where we as believers in Jesus Christ get to share our love for the community and for people. When we serve boba tea drinks, we have several size options, but one that's both fun and functional is a Made in Hope mason jar, and it's got the Made in Hope logo on there. It's just really neat to think that people who may not be aware of human trafficking or even just aware of the issues of exploitation in their communities or in the world have this jar, whether it's sitting in their car or sitting on their shelf at home, and that they may inquire, you know, both through conversations in the cafe, but also just looking at that jar and wondering and getting the sense when they come here to the cafe that there must be something more. And if they were to look up Made in Hope, that they would find out more information. And so even one of our goals of educating and advocating can even happen on its own just through someone looking at that jar and wondering about that special place, that cafe that they love going to. So it's part of a larger campus here on Maui. We also have what we call the Made in Hope Center, and its primarily role is as a retreat center for church groups or youth groups or even sports teams to come for various reasons to Maui. It could be related to community outreach or service projects or, like I said, a sporting event, and it gives them a place to stay, so we can host up to about 35 people comfortably in several different rooms and a large worship or game area where they can be together. And the reason, you know, there's several reasons why Made in Hope has prepared that space, but one is certainly sharing the Made in Hope story. So whether it's here in the cafe or with a group who we are hosting in the retreat center or Made in Hope Center, we get to share about Made in Hope as a community, but also the issues and the things that God has allowed us to work in, areas of exploitation and areas where people are hurting. Oftentimes here in the cafe, I'll have a customer who will ask me, you know, what's the story behind this place, or what is Made in Hope? And there's a lot of different directions that story can go, because we've been given a lot of opportunities to serve people, and every person and every community has an individual, unique story of both things that have happened in their life where Made in Hope as a community has been able to walk alongside of them and bring God's love and hope. And it's just a special story, I think, to tell people, because as we're talking about who we are kind of informally, I think the story of Made in Hope unfolds with the invitation into how could they be connected to it.
Well, first coming here, I actually didn't know what this was all about. My friend Lori had gotten involved, and she was like, oh, these people need help doing things. And I was like, okay, sure, I'll just help out. I had lots of time on my hands, so I just got joined in and started doing random things. But when I started to get to know it, it started being more about, like, they wanted to just be here to support people, support the community. And I think for me personally, it's just like, I've grown up here. I love doing youth ministries. I love working in the church. So that's how it started off. And Made in Hope is, for me, it's more of like, it really is about hope. And I think hope for not just women and women who's been sex trafficked, but even just people day by day. And the one thing for us with our basketball team and people that we meet here, a lot of it is so they know how valued they are. And that's the one thing I off the back just learned from Peter, guys, is how much they really appreciate people, how much they want to show, like, how important everyone is, like, for who God made them to be. So for me, that was huge, because being a woman, coaching girls, like, that's important to us, is them knowing that they are of value.
So I love to also tell the story of just how it all began with Chris and Michelle and that it really began just through a friendship, through a night of talking and sharing with one another and having dinner and realizing that they both had a heart and a passion, and they dreamed up what could we do together about this issue that we care about. And that is still the fabric of Made in Hope, that as we connect to people, primarily we want relationships with them. We want to encourage them in the life and purposes that God has for them. And then out of those relationships and out of that strengthening one another's gifting and calling and purpose, we find how we all connect and interweave to make a positive effect on people who are hurting in the world.